All right. What's going on? What's going on? Back for some more puppy drafts. Let's see. Let's see. Say what's good if you're in here. I see Killer Gorilla and Christopher Davis are in here. We're about to get this puppy draft started back up. We've been doing a few of these earlier this morning, or actually all day. While we're waiting and we're starting the stream up, we can go through those. Let's see. I've never done this pre-draft scheduled start time, so I'm trying to figure out if it's working. So if you're in here, let me know. Throw something in the chat to make sure we're good. I want to wait a little bit to make sure we get as many people in this draft as we can. Everyone that wants to be in here, I want to make sure they can get in here. If it's working. Yep. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. What's going on? We're going to go over these. I'll just scroll through these so you guys can see them. Which ones did we do today? I think that was yesterday. I think this is the first one we did this morning, maybe. Derek Carr, Tua, Jared Goff, Austin Eckler, Alvin Kamara, Elijah Mitchell, Tony Pollard. I've been trying to grab more Tony Pollard. I feel like he's going to have a huge season for some reason. I think Zeke, it's the same reason I haven't been going with Zeke at all. Because I don't think Zeke plays a full season. And if he does, I think he'll probably average like 55, 60 yards a game like he did last year. So I've been trying to get a little bit more exposure to Tony Pollard. Devo, Deontay, Juju, Michael Thomas, Robert Woods, George Pickens, Corey Davis, Irv Smith, Mike Gesicki, Cameron Brate. You can get Irv Smith pretty cheap right now because there was news that he had an injury today in practice, but it doesn't seem like it's anything serious. Killer Gorilla says, you see the 3 RBs I got this morning. I love that team. Are you talking about the CMC Barkley Kamara one? I saw that you put that in the chat, and my interpretation of Kamara, correct me if I'm wrong, but my interpretation of Kamara is that since his hearing got pushed out another 2 months, I'm thinking that he might not even get suspended this year. They might push the suspension off till next year. So if you can get Kamara in the 3rd round and he doesn't even get suspended this year, that's a massive value. Because if there wasn't a suspension looming, then he would be going in the late 1st, early 2nd round. Maybe even earlier, to be honest. This is the second team, Josh. I hate this team, by the way. This team I totally botched. I went way too heavy in the running backs. My wide receivers are horrible. Josh Allen, Jameis Winston, Austin Eckler, J.K. Dobbins, Miles Sanders. I got Austin Eckler at pick 10, so I was like really pumped to start the draft, and then I just lost it. CeeDee Lamb, Gabe Davis, Darnell Mooney, Tyler Lockett, Jacoby Myers, Jameson Crowder, David Bell, N'Keal Harry. Tight ends are Irv Smith, Hayden Hurst, and Austin Hooper. Don't like that team. And then this is the team I drafted at the gym. Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Joe Mixon, James Conner, David Montgomery, Ken Walker, J.D. McKissick, Devontae Adams, Cortland Sutton. Shout out to Chris. That might be the second time I've ever taken Cortland Sutton. So we got a little share of him. Cortland Sutton, Amari Cooper, Garrett Wilson, Michael Gallup, Marvin Jones, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Zay Jones, Triple Jones, Dalton Schultz, 13 picks late, or 12 picks late, Mike Gesicki, and Gerald Everett. So I like that team the best out of those 3 that I drafted today. Yeah, because he technically could appeal. Also, worst case scenario and push back until after season. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, and I noticed that he was moving up in drafts again. So I think I took him recently, actually. I might have taken him yesterday. When did I take? I took him recently. When did I take him? Oh, right here. Yeah, I like this team a little bit. But yeah, he's starting to push back up the board because there for a second he was going end of third, early fourth, and now he's back up to like early third right now. So, he's starting to shoot up. A lot of stuff happened today, and we'll talk about that as we get into it. I think we're going to do this draft, and then I have a friend that's going to try to get into the second draft with us. Might even do a third. I don't know. But we're definitely doing two tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Don't enter yet. I'm going to keep this open just so everyone has some time to get on the same page. And I'll give you a 5-second countdown. Took too many in early drafts. I like to gamble. Took too many who? Kamara or Sutton? Shout out to everyone coming out for the stream. Is it helpful when I post like a upcoming starting time? That's something I tried out new today. And because I know Killa a few days ago was saying that we should start the draft and let it sit for 10 minutes. But the problem is that if we let it sit, then I have to edit the video and we lose all the live viewer count because it like creates a new video when I edit it. So I think I like doing this scheduled start time. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Watson. Yeah, no, I actually had a decent amount of Watson early. Not a whole lot. I wasn't going super heavy, but that gamble is really paying off right now for you. But, all right, we have a decent amount of people in here right now. I'm going to go ahead and give a 5-second countdown. So if you want to hop in this puppy draft with us, go ahead. We'll see if we can get a decent amount of people. I just saw the bar tick up, so we might be able to get a fresh lobby. I'm hoping we can get everyone in here. But, all right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 6 spots, so you guys should be able to get in here, no problem. We're looking for Chris and Killer Gorilla. We have 4 viewers right now, though, so we might have a couple more. We'll see how it trickles in, but you guys shouldn't have any problem getting in here. We have 1 more spot, and it's filled. So hopefully we're all in here. If not, we're going to start up a draft right after this so we can get into that one. We have Killer Gorilla. I forget your name in here, Chris. What's your name? Is this you? No, that's not you. All right, cool. I'll try to do that more often then. We'll shoot for 8:30 stream times, and then you'll know by when I'll post the schedule the day of for a scheduled start. Chris, are you in here though? Mr. Evil. You're not in here? Shoot. We got Killer Gorilla in here. I'm not sure how you didn't make it in. He's a 107. That's not Mr. Evil. 80 Mini? He said he's Mr. Evil. This is you? 80 Mini? All right. Little different start here. Christian McCaffrey going before Jonathan Taylor, chasing the ceiling. I think it's a fine play, but everything after that is pretty normal. Let me get some confirmation that this is you, because I thought you were Mr. Evil, and this does not say Mr. Evil. So I'm a little bit confused. We got Killer Gorilla on the clock. If you aren't aware, Killer Gorilla is in the chat. He's one of the subscribers, so we have at least 1 subscriber in here, if not 2. I'm waiting to get the confirmation that Chris is in here. He said he was pick 7, but I thought that was the wrong name. Killer Gorilla goes Stephon Diggs. I like that pick a lot. I've been really low on Austin Eckler. I'm having a hard time drafting him. His touchdown efficiency last year was through the roof, so he's bound to regress in that category. Oh, okay. All right, maybe you can get into the next one with us, Chris, because we're going to do one after this. But yeah, I've been having a hard time taking Austin Eckler because his touchdown efficiency is definitely going to go down, and I feel like he's so injury prone that he makes me nervous. Best ball leagues, you can get away with it, but if your first round pick flops, it's hard to still win. Yeah, no, I see Killer Gorilla here in my draft, anyways. Hey, Killer, are you in 2? I'm so confused right now. We have a little bit of news in Najee Harris missing practice, but I'm not really gonna put too much on that. So we're gonna go ahead and take Najee. And I think what we'll do here is go with a double running back start with Najee and DeAndre Swift. Turn the fan real quick. Debo goes very early. All right, well, Chris didn't make it in our draft, but it sounds like Killer Gorilla held it down for the stream, and he got in our draft as well as Chris' draft. So he's getting a double draft going right now with both of us. So we'll take that. We'll take that. And if next draft we can get you two, I don't know if you guys are staying around for next draft, but if we get next draft, if you two stay and then my friend gets in, we'll have almost an entire lobby, which it will be cool when we start to get enough people to where we can make our own drafts, just have it full of subscribers. Even though it's not a tournament format, which is a little less exciting, but it'll be fun drafting with only subscribers because I do like getting in these drafts with you guys. Let's see. Killer Gorilla goes Stephon Diggs and Saquon Barkley. I have such a hard time not going double running back. It's like this mental block that I have. And that's why we keep you around, Killer. We keep you around because you always are holding it down. With the Deshaun Watson news, we've been seeing Nick Chubb getting pushed up the board. He was going like early to mid 3rd round. Now we're starting to see him going late 2nd round. So that's something to take note of. And we've talked about this a little bit, but if you're unaware, Tim Patrick got carted off at practice today for the Denver Broncos. And even though he was the 3rd wide receiver on that roster, he was a very talented 3rd wide receiver, and he was going to command a decent percentage of target share from Russell Wilson. And now that he's gone, it does a couple things. You're going to see Courtland Sutton getting pushed up the board a little bit. You'll see Jerry Jeudy getting pushed back up the board a little bit. You'll see Russell Wilson go a little bit earlier, and then KJ Hamler is a very appealing late round wide receiver option now. And the ADP hasn't caught up to the news yet, so you can still get him at a decent value. It looks like Killa is targeting Kamara right here. Looks like he might get him. I don't think I can go 3 running backs, so I'm going to have to pass. And we know Killa is about to take Kamara. Yep, there he goes. Killa's chasing that super high ceiling with Stephon Diggs, Saquon Barkley, and Alvin Kamara. A little risky, but he does not care. And now that Alvin Kamara is getting pushed up the board, Nick Chubb's getting pushed up the board, you're starting to see Keenan Allen and DJ Moore fall to the mid to late 3rd round. So that's also something that you can take note of because now you're starting to you're able to get them at a little bit better of a value than you were just a week ago. Courtland Sutton goes. That's who I wanted. Great. I'm having such a hard time with Marquise Brown, too. That's another player that I'm just not excited about. We see James Conner still available to us. I'm going to try something here. It's not the start that I was really looking for, but now that we're at the 12 or the 2-3 turn, we'll give it a shot, and we're going to go James Conner, Marquise Brown, which makes it pretty apparent what my strategy is going to be come the 5th round, I want to say, in Kyler Murray. So we're going to be targeting Kyler Murray right at his ADP at pick 60 and get a Arizona Cardinal double stack. with James Conner and Marquise Brown. Gabe Davis goes at pick 38. I think that is way too early for Gabe Davis. I had a hard time picking him today at pick 40, I think, because I knew I had Josh Allen falling to me at pick 9, and I wanted to go ahead and get a stack because I didn't have Stephon Diggs. So I took Gabe Davis a little bit early because he definitely wasn't going to make it back to me at pick 57. But pick 38 is so rich for me. I know that he is the wide receiver 2 for the Buffalo Bills, which are obviously like the third best offense, second or third best offense in the entire NFL. So I understand the case, but I'm having a hard time grabbing him that early. Although I will say T-Bone did snipe Cortland Sutton from me. Killer Gorilla's on the clock. Jefferson, Mixon, Brown. I guess that's your other draft. Brown what? Hold up. A.J. Brown? Yeah, it's kind of fire. Wait, how'd you get Jefferson and Mixon on the same team? What? Killer goes ahead and takes Allen Robinson. That's another player that I just cannot draft. I'm having such a hard time with Allen Robinson because Cooper Kupp. I mean, there's nothing much more to be said there. Killer, before I get into this a little bit, drop in the chat when you took each of those players because I don't know how you got Jefferson and Mixon. Because even if Jefferson fell to like 5 or 6, that means that Mixon fell to 19 or 20. What kind of start is that? How do you get that lucky? But yeah, I can't get behind Allen Robinson because I know he was with Justin Fields last year on the Browns, and I know the Browns are not they're a pretty awful offense, but Darnell Mooney did just fine in that offense. And Allen Robinson, he was looking really good before last season, and last season he just died. And I don't know if he was like mentally checked out or if he just didn't have the chemistry with Justin Fields or what, but he didn't produce in a bad offense, but Darnell Mooney did. So I haven't been able to get behind Allen Robinson, although I will say Matt Stafford is more than capable of supporting two top tier wide receivers. So it's very possible, especially now with the Van Jefferson injury. It's looking like he's going to go through some minor knee surgery. So it doesn't sound like he'll be out for a substantial amount of time, but he will miss a few weeks. And even when he comes back, he might not be full health. So Allen Robinson is feeling a little bit more appealing, although we did get a little bit of OBJ news today that there is some chatter between Sean McVay and OBJ about coming back to LA. It would make sense that he goes back to LA, especially with the Van Jefferson injury. And OBJ is just like, I feel like he's an LA guy. Like he just wants to live there. So I feel like he would take a pay cut just to stay in California. So I understand the case for Allen Robinson. I just can't get behind it. Maybe I need to reconsider now with this Van Jefferson injury, but in this range, especially with the Tim Patrick injury, I'm going Jerry Jeudy over Allen Robinson. But that's just me. Got a little bit of value coming here. Back to Killer Gorilla. I know who I would take in the situation. Nope, he goes. I was going to say Lamar Jackson was falling a little bit, but he gets taken right before Killa, and Killa goes with DK. I've also noticed that DK is one of Killa's favorite picks. And that's a pick that can pay off huge if Seattle gets a new quarterback, but any wide receiver supported by Geno Smith is going to be tough to spend a 5th round pick on, although if you're taking DK Metcalf, you're kind of making the bet that there will be a different quarterback situation. Mixon fell to the 210. What? Oh my God. 210. Wow. I think Mixon has a potential of being a top 5 back this year. So if you're getting him at pick 22 to pair with Jefferson and A.J. Brown, that's insane. But if T-Bone stays out of our way, which he does, we can go ahead and get Kyler Murray. I'm going to milk this clock a little bit so I can decide what I want to do with my second pick. I We're not going to have another pick till 84. So anyone before like 75 we could reach on. But I really don't like reaching that far. Our initial wide receiver is Marquise Brown, so we get that stack. We're back on the clock. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a player that I might even have no shares of him because I don't like the situation that he's going back into with Jameson Williams now on the team, DJ Chark now on the team, DeAndre Swift healthy. So I've been having a hard time going with Amon-Ra St. Brown when you're having to take him at pick 61. But the season that he had last year points us in the direction that he is going to produce. So I do want a few shares of him, and especially since we have DeAndre Swift, we might be looking at a Jared Goff stack as maybe our last pick, which would be fine if we just punt quarterback until the very end of the draft. I would be okay with that. It's a strategy I don't normally do, so we could give it a shot. I would have to reach probably at pick 181 on Jared Goff, but it might be worth giving a shot since we have potentially the top two options on that offense. And I think that offense will be putting up quite a bit of points. Oh, hi. How'd you get in? Say hi. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Everyone say hi to Zena. Say hi to Zena. I don't trust DK's foot surgery. That stuff creeps up in the season. DK had foot surgery? I didn't even know he was injured last year. Killer Gorilla's going with one of my favorite picks, Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas in the 6th round is still, I think that's a value that you have to take. I know that he's, 30 years old. But last time we saw him, he was the number 1 receiver overall. I know they just got Chris Olave and Jarvis Landry, but I think Michael Thomas has plenty of room in that offense to produce. And the Saints are one of those teams that they're always good. So even if the personnel doesn't necessarily point to them being on top of their division, they always seem to find a way to compete. So I think Michael Thomas gets plenty of, if he can stay healthy, I think he gets plenty of targets, and Jameis Winston can support him as a wide receiver 1. So if you can take him at pick 67, I think that's a great pick. I really do like this strategy that Kill is going, and this is what I really should be doing, is going two solid running backs and then hammering wide receivers. Every time I plan on doing that, I always veer away from that plan because I veer out and grab another running back if a value comes, or I veer out and grab another, or like a stacked quarterback or something like that. So I always veer away from my plan of doing that, even though it's usually my plan to draft a team like Killa. So shout out to Killa for having the gumption to stick to his guns. And I think this is a start that you probably should be doing every single time on paper. Your first 6 rounds going for 4 wide receivers and 2 running backs. Tyler Cover in the chat was good. This is the guy that is going to get into the next draft. So we have Killer Gorilla in this chat or in this draft, and he's in chat right now. But Killer Gorilla is also in another draft with Christopher because Christopher didn't make it in our draft. So I think Christopher's going to stick around for the next draft. So we'll have a few subscribers in that draft. Hopefully, if we can get everyone in. I think we flopped on the first draft of getting everyone in here, but next draft we will. And if we don't get everyone in this draft, Killer Gorilla is probably going to be in like 5, so he'll be in one of the ones with you. Killer's going Kadarius Toney. He does not care about quarterbacks or tight ends at all. He's got the blinders on. Okay, so we really don't. This is where I get myself into trouble, where I really need to be taking a wide receiver. But how could I? I'm not taking Russell Gage. I could take Brandon Ayuk, but he's on a predominantly rushing offense. Oh, God. He's on a predominantly rushing offense. Oh, he goes anyways. And Russell Gage is a lot less exciting now that now that Julio Jones is on the Bucs. So even though I shouldn't, I think what we're going to end up doing here is going a running back. One thing you're going to notice is Antonio Gibson falling in drafts. And hold on. If Dak Prescott didn't go there, we could have went Tony Pollard, Dak stack, but he goes. I think we might just triple down on this Detroit Lions offense and go TJ Hawkinson and really shoot for Jared Goff. We'll reach on Jared Goff, but that's just for this team. We're going very Detroit Lion heavy, which, is very smart because they're one of the best teams in the league. So having 4 players on a really good team is a good strategy for us here. But I just hate that range. If you couldn't pick it up, I was being facetious, but I can't double up on running back, and I don't want to reach to a ADP of 91 for Chris Olave. So I'm going to go ahead and pass and just grab TJ Hawkinson and Tony Pollard. I think their ceiling is very high. So a situation we might have just put ourselves in is we might be able to stop drafting running backs, period. Now that we have Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift, James Conner, and Tony Pollard, we might be able to save the draft by stopping at running back because all of these guys have a very high ceiling and a pretty high floor as well, especially with Najee Harris and James Conner. They have a pretty high floor as long as they stay healthy. So we might be able to stop drafting running backs and just go really wide receiver heavy. But yeah, so AJ Gibson has been falling down drafts. So his ADP is like 76, but I've been seeing him go as late as like 95 because there's I don't know why I can't click on the reports, but there's reports that Brian Robinson is now getting the goal line touches. J.D. McKissick is going to be involved in that offense. And Antonio Gibson has a fumbling problem. So that's a player that I really just don't want any parts of. Honestly, he probably should just transition over to a wide receiver again. If you don't know, he was a wide receiver in college, and they tried to bring him on as a running back, and he's been having all types of problems. He can't hold on to the ball, and now that they drafted Brian Robinson and have J.D. McKissick, I just don't see a role cut out big enough for him to justify taking him in the 8th round when you could take someone like Rashad Penny or CEH, because although these players do have their red flags as well, their ceilings are a lot higher. And in a redraft league, I think Antonio Gibson or CEH is probably the pick. But in a tournament-style draft, when you're going for that first place $200,000 prize, the best idea is to just chase the players with the highest ceiling. And if you remember what Rashad Penny did at the end of last year, he just went nuclear. So having him, if he does stay healthy, he can produce quite a bit of points for you. Tyler, I know you're probably trying to make your account right now. If you're still listening, use code FFX54 if you're unaware. Underdog Fantasy matches your first deposit from $10 to $100. So if you put in $10, they give you another $10 in that same instant. And if you use code FFX54, it supports the channel, which I know you want to support the channel, Tyler. Go ahead and support the channel. Put that code in there. And it takes nothing away from your match. Just know that. That's all you got to know. I think we're going to see Kareem Hunt start to work his way up the board as well now with the Deshaun Watson news. I knew you got me, bro. We got a decent amount of people in here, so if you haven't already dropped a like, go ahead and drop a like on the video. That would really help me out. Maybe it'll help get the word out to some more people as well. So drop a like and support the channel. I have a plan for this turn, though. Hopefully my players don't get taken from under me, although I know they will. Dawson Knox goes. If we make it past T-Bone, please, T-Bone, don't take my guy. Please, T-Bone. All right, you took one of my guys, but we'll let it slide. Another player, do not draft at his ADP or even at all, is Tim Patrick. If you're unaware of the news, he is potentially out for the season. Don't draft him. We're going to go ahead and take Zach Ertz here to get the double stack with Kyler Murray. And I can't take a running back. I have to reach. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, do I take a triple stack? At 117. Spam, yes, if I should take it. Triple stack, triple stack. We're going to triple stack. Even though it's a reach, we're basically just drafting the Arizona Cardinals and Detroit Lions at this point. The only reason I'm not interested in Garrett Wilson is just because I have such a large share of him already. I drafted at the 10 to 12 range all day pretty much in the 4 drafts I was in earlier. So I got a lot of Garrett Wilson, and I rarely ever take Rondale Moore, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to take him. Even though it's a little bit of a reach, I'm okay going with him here. So now we have a triple stack with Kyler Murray, and if we can secure Jared Goff, we'll have a triple stack with him as well. So we're getting into the danger zone here with the wide receivers, because even though we have 3 before round 10, the problem is that 2 of them is on the same team, so odds are that one of them will pop off in any given day. So you probably will only have one of the 2 scores counting for you. But needless to say, we've already went down this path. We're trying all strategies out. I forget what this strategy is called, but it's basically where you just draft 2 teams all the way through. And there are instances where those teams do really well in tournaments. There are instances where people that have used that strategy have won a decent amount of money in the tournament. So we always talk about diversifying our portfolio, and we have almost 90 drafts under our belt at this point. So we've done almost every strategy you can, and this is a newer strategy that I think Chris actually brought to our attention. I think he was more of a proponent for the Denver Broncos instead of the Detroit Lions for some reason. But needless to say, the way this draft shook out, I think the Detroit Lions, even though they're a bad team, I think that they can put up a lot of fantasy points just because they're going to be down a lot. And I think that Jared Goff is a good enough quarterback to facilitate an offense and get the ball out. I mean, we saw him support DeAndre Swift last year when he was healthy. We saw him support Amon-Ra St. Brown last year when he at the end of the year. Now, the one thing you do want to note, and it's a little bit of a red flag, is that Amon-Ra St. Brown only produced without DeAndre Swift. So that's a little concerning, especially when we have DJ Chark and Jameson Williams coming into the offense and taking more targets away from both of them, which is also why I haven't been going with TJ Hockenson a lot. So we're going to chalk this draft up to drafting players that we have very low stakes on, which I think is important because what I don't want to do is get too invested in some players like, I don't know, let's just say John Mechie as an example, and then they get leukemia and you have no diversification in your portfolio and you're then all of a sudden $200 of your entry fees are out the window. Now it's not like that with John Mechie because we were grabbing him in the 18th round. Obviously prayers up for John Mechie, but if you're drafting, let's just say like DeAndre Swift in every single draft, then you have or let's say Cortland Sutton, because we have Chris in the chat where he has 64% stake in Cortland Sutton. Let's say Cortland Sutton gets injured in week 4 and you have $600 in entry fees and in drafts, and then 60% of that is kind of, you're not SOL, but you're definitely not in a good spot. So it's just something to look out for. But then again, I mean, it goes the other way. Like if Cortland Sutton ends up being the Cooper Kupp of this year, 60% of share in that is looking pretty good. So, 66 now. Chris just cannot. Who's my highest drafted? Like, after this draft, I'm going to see who my highest drafted early round player is. I think it's either Lamar Jackson or who else? Like Josh Jacobs. I don't know if the 6th round is considered early round. But I don't know. I want to see who my most drafted top like 2 round players are. If I had to guess, who would it be? If I had to guess, it's probably Derrick Henry, maybe? Just the way he falls. Or John. It might be Jonathan Taylor, actually. I got the 101 quite a bit this year. But I really got to start looking who I'm going to take because we pretty much have to double up on wide receivers. That's really the only position we're looking for here because we're looking for Jared Goff later. And we're done at tight end and we're done at running back unless we get a crazy value at running back. So we are looking for wide receivers here. I'm going to go ahead and take Tim Patrick. Psych, not taking Tim Patrick. We'll go Kenny Galladay, another player that I really just have no shares in until now. I have a lot of shares in Michael Gallup and Julio Jones. But I think in this scenario, we'll go Julio. We have a huge stake. Well, and see, I diversify my portfolio way more than you. So, like, for me, a huge stake is 20%. But we got Chris in the chat saying that he has 66% stake in Cortland Sutton and 91% stake in Juju, which is absolutely nuts. My highest stake here, let's look. My highest amount of ownership is, or percentage of ownership is like 20% on John Mechie and Christian Watson. Oh no, Robert Woods is making his way up there, which I do like that a lot. I think Robert Woods is still at a value. So we have Robert Woods at 20%, John Mechie at 20%, which isn't super detrimental because he wasn't picked in the 18th round. So we can still make it by with those teams. Christian Watson at 20%, he'll be fine for the year. Michael Gallup, see, he's high for me. Josh Jacobs at 18%, Jamison Williams at 16%, Lamar at 17 or 16%. A lot of James Conner. A lot of Albert O, which is actually kind of concerning because I saw that Greg Dulcich is kind of competing for the starting role in Denver at the tight end position. I don't know if he starts the season, but he might. Greg Dulcich might take the starting role from Albert O by the end of the season, which is obviously not what we're hoping for. But see, just like you guys were taking some gambles on Deshaun Watson early, I took some gambles on Julio and Alvin Kamara early, which are feeling pretty good right about now. We have a lot of Cam Akers. I didn't realize that. We have a lot of Devontae Parker, which Killa Gorilla will support that. Braven Jordan's an easy tight end pick at the end of the draft. Yeah, Derrick Henry's our most drafted first-round player. And right behind him, we have Najee. I got 12% in Juju. Chris says he has 21% in James. I'm assuming that's James Washington on the Dallas Cowboys, who I think he's out for the season. So that's kind of your John Mechie, where you drafted 20% of a player and now he's out for the season. But if, like I said, if you're doing it in the 18th round, you can recover from that. James Robinson, I went really hard on him when he was going in like the 15th round, and now that's feeling good because he's working his way back to health. So that's a look at our I wanted to look at something else too, actually, while we're here. Where is my Superflex ownership? Oh, look at that. Superflex, we have 40% Julio Jones, and that was before him going to Tampa Bay, so that feels really good. But Brian Edwards does not feel very good. Mark Ingram does not feel very good. We didn't do a whole lot of Superflex drafts, but Julio Jones is our most drafted in that league, so that feels good. All right, so Tim Patrick's still on the board, as he should be. Like I said, he's probably going to be out for the season. He got carted off at practice today. He got diagnosed. So he got diagnosed with a torn ACL. Yeah, so he's done. So his ADP will go to be non-existent. Michael Gallup is still available. If he makes it to us, we'll definitely take him. But we got Killa Gorilla coming up, so hopefully he doesn't snipe us on him. But don't let that sway you. If you were going to take him, then take him. Haven't checked in on Killer Gorilla in a minute, so let's see what he got. Got Kadarius Toney. That's when we saw him last. He got CEH, which that is a nice pick at 91 because there's reports that he's been getting a lot of the starter roles. There was a little bit of question there for a while. Yeah, Killer goes with Michael Gallup, which that's fair. So yeah, he got CEH, which I have been liking CEH a little bit more lately. I'm still not convinced that Jerick McKinnon doesn't get most of the passing targets, but I think CEH will get a decent role in that offense. He goes Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers back to back. You got the Matt Stafford, Allen Robinson stack, and then I don't think he has a stack with Aaron Rodgers, which is fine. Irv Smith at a little bit of a value, Darrell Henderson and Michael Gallup. I also noticed you like Darrell Henderson quite a bit as well, Killa. No, it's okay, Killa. I mean, I can't be mad at you when you what'd you take him at? Like let's see. Oh, all right. All right, you let me know what value you got him at, but you got him at a value, so I can't be mad. I can't take DJ Chark. I just cannot take DJ Chark. I have the entire offense in Detroit. Van Jefferson to undergo knee surgery Tuesday, expected to return in a few weeks. This is why I usually keep my drafts pretty balanced, because when values fall and when the board is eaten up by all of one position and I'm already full at that position, I have to reach. So, although I don't like reaching that far on George Pickens, I really don't have a choice. Because I can't go DJ Chark. I will have 4 players on the Lions. I can't go for 5. Van Jefferson's injured. Tim Patrick's injured. I don't need tight ends or quarterbacks, so I have to reach on him. Hold on, Oh, thank you. So that's usually why I like to stay pretty balanced. And it looks like we started the draft off. Hold on. We started the draft off by going with a lot of players we don't normally take. And now we're kind of wrapping back around and grabbing some players that we do take quite a bit. George Pickens, Jameson Crowder, and Julio Jones. But they're our best options because we also take Marvin Jones quite a bit as well, which I need to pull it back on that. I feel good about Jameson Crowder. I feel really good about Julio. I feel really good about George Pickens, but Marvin Jones, we might want to throttle that back a little bit. You better be lying to me. Yeah, you're lying to me. That's not funny, Chris, because you saw my share on Christian Watson and John Mechie, so I'm already on edge. So that's pretty messed up for you to joke like that. You had me sweating there for a second because we have a lot of Michael Gallup as well. And if Michael Gallup, Christian Watson, and John Mechie were done, oh, my teams would be looking a little bit rough. That reminds me, Chris, did you see that Juju is actually out for the season as well? Killa says, I love Henderson, meaning Darrell Henderson. He's going to have a role no matter what, and if Akers goes down again, it's all his. He's just like Madison. No, I agree. Darrell Henderson did really well for me last year in redraft leagues. And I do like that Henderson has a role regardless. So I think that's a really good analysis, and I don't blame you for taking him quite a bit. I think that's a smart pick, especially because when did you grab him? You grabbed him in the oh god, you grabbed him in the 12th round. Yeah, that's pretty good, especially for a back that's going to be serviceable no matter what. And he did good last year. Like he was a fine back as a starter. So I like that strategy. Who I was talking about Michael Gallup though. Hold up, let me see. Yeah, you got him at an 18 pick value. Chris, you of all people should know that you don't find injuries, they find you. So, unless you're just like the luckiest person in the world and Cortland Sutton and Juju Smith are just the best wide receivers on the year and they don't get injured and there's no hiccups. Nico Collins ends up being the rookie of the year. Like, maybe you're just the luckiest guy in the world because it's looking like my luck is horrible. My last redraft that I did with one of my friend groups, I had Christian McCaffrey and David Montgomery, both injured for the majority of the season. And the year before that, I had 1 year or 2 years before that, I drafted Andrew Luck before he retired right before the season. I drafted John Mechie all over the place this year, and he's injured. So maybe I'm just bad luck. Maybe you should watch the stream, see who I like a lot, and then pick the opposite players. That might be the smart move. It's out of my control. The analysis is there. Like I'm digging in and really looking at the facts, but injuries just they have a nose for me. They really do. We're entering the 15th and 16th turn, which I think this is where we wanted to go ahead and reach on Goff. Because I don't think Goff makes it back to us at 204, and we pretty much need him. Yeah, he's not going to make it back to us, so we'll grab him. And I honestly don't love the people in this range anyways. Yeah, we really don't have a choice here. We'll go Paris Campbell. If he stays healthy, he'll be a really good option this year. And then we're going to go ahead and reach on Jared Goff. I'm going to close my eyes for this one. Okay. What happened? All right, we got Chris Davis. I had all cup Taylor Debo Fournette last year, 50% shot. All right, so you just are the good luck charm. So from here on out, my plan is, who do you take in the first two rounds? Here, we're just gonna start drafting what Chris does. We're gonna start drafting like Chris because we're gonna reach on Cortland Sutton in the third round. We're gonna reach on Juju Smith in the fifth round or fourth round. Well, you know what? First two picks, first and second round is gonna be Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith. Every single draft from now on, because Chris, we just got over saying that I'm extremely unlucky. The subscriber in the chat, Chris Davis, is actually the most lucky person in fantasy football because he had Cup, Jonathan Taylor, Debo, Fournette, and Schultz last year. So I think that he's the good luck charm. So just draft the players that he likes a lot this year, which is Juju and Cortland Sutton. Stay away from players that I draft a lot because they will get injured in the first 2 weeks. This draft is wrapping up. Tyler Cover hopping in here saying that his account is ready to go, letting the dog out, and he's ready. That's what we like to see. I didn't get, or did I? I'm just interested in this because, let's see. Tyler, are you still in the chat? Let me know if you already put some money in because I did not get a referral. And I think that should be my first referral, but if that didn't work for you, then we need to figure it out. Because I can't be putting all these promotions out on these videos and getting no referrals for it. Killer Gorilla says the other team is sexy. Jefferson, Mixon, Brown, Akers, Waller. Do I need to? Yeah, you really don't. Honestly, after Jefferson and Mixon, you can stop talking because I I don't know how you got that start. I really don't. We'll go through Killis' team while we're waiting. Stephon Diggs, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Allen Robinson, DK, Michael Thomas, Kadarius Toney, CEH, Matt Stafford stacked with Allen Robinson, Aaron Rodgers, Irv Smith, Darrell Henderson, Michael Gallup, David Njoku, Corey Davis, Brian Robinson. He's about to be on the clock right here. We're all waiting on you. We're all waiting on you, Killa. Chris says they had a terrible week 15. I lost mostly in playoffs first week. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. When you lose in playoffs the first week, do you just get the money for winning your league? So like you basically get your money back? You go with Tim Patrick. I loved your team until that. Why'd you go with Tim Patrick? I mean, what? There's no way he makes it back this season, right? Torn ACL? Oh. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was going to say, if you did that intentionally, I would, I would have to withdraw your subscription to the channel. All right, we have 8 wide receivers, 4 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. We could go with a quarterback if we really wanted to, since we waited for Jared Goff in the later rounds. I think our wide receivers are pretty much buttoned up here. There's not a whole lot that I want this far down. I don't really want Randall Cobb. James Washington's out. Yeah, these wide receivers look bad. Chris says he can't remember. You don't make much making it to the first week of playoffs. He had 3 make it to week 2. That won some money a little. All right, we're going to go with Matt Ryan since he's still available. We're going to go with Matt Ryan because that's given us a stack with Paris Campbell, and then we're going to go with another running back here. Nah, that doesn't throw a team away, bro. You're fine. I'm just deciding between Raheem Mostert and Jerick McKinnon. I think Raheem Mostert probably has the higher ceiling, but that running back room is so crowded with Myles Gaskin, Sony Michel, Raheem Mostert, and Chase Edmonds. So I think I'm going to go with Jerick McKinnon. We already have our ceiling players at running back with Tony Pollard and DeAndre Swift. So if we can get a couple weeks out of Jerick McKinnon, I think that's a little bit more likely than getting a couple weeks out of Raheem Mostert. Is there a way to do your own rankings on here to put the guys at? Yeah, there is, actually. If you go right here to rankings, NFL, and then you can adjust. Wait. You can adjust them over here. So you can do your own rankings. So if you want to go through and take your Tim Patrick's, I'm trying to think of another player, but if you want to go ahead and take Tim Patrick and throw him all the way at the bottom, you can. That is an option. Did anybody see the Dalmatian draft? Is that full already? I was thinking about doing the Dalmatian draft. $101 entry fee. 101 Dalmatians. $100,000 in prizes. First prize, you have 1 in 1,000 chance of winning 20 grand. What about Mechie? I think Mechie's ADP is below 216, so you should be fine. But drafting Tim Patrick there, I mean, he is a wasted pick, but it's a 17th round wasted pick, so And the rest of your team is fine. Yeah, no, John Mechie's out for the year. Yeah, well, I mean, most likely. He has leukemia, so he's got some bigger fish to fry. Tyler, are you in the chat right now? Give me what's up, because A, we're about to start another draft, and B, I didn't get a referral from you, so I gotta figure that out if that's not working. All right, so Tyler, let me know if you used it, because we didn't get. Did you put money in already? Maybe it takes a minute to make sure you're legit or something. Like, maybe I'll get it tomorrow. Yeah, I want to see your other draft, Killa, because I think you did really well in this draft too. But it sounds like your other draft was even better. We're gonna recap the team real quick. I guess this doesn't really do much for us. So, we ended off with the Arizona Cardinals and the Detroit Lions. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. We ended with Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, and Matt Ryan at quarterback. We have Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift stacked with Jared Goff, James Conner stacked with Kyler Murray, Tony Pollard, and Jerick McKinnon at running back. We have Marquise Brown stacked with Kyler Murray. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown stacked with Jared Goff. We have Rondale Moore stacked with Kyler Murray. We have Kenny Galladay, Julio Jones, Jamison Crowder, George Pickens, Paris Campbell stacked with Matt Ryan, TJ Hockenson stacked with Jared Goff, and Zach Ertz stacked with Kyler Murray. Our wide receivers are absolutely the weakest point in this draft, but we still have plenty of upside. If Paris Campbell can stay healthy, he'll be a diamond in the rough. If Julio Jones can stay healthy, he'll make up some ground for us. But looking back on the wide receivers, we're definitely weak. I mean, we chase the upside with this team, and we have pretty much all stacks all the way through. But we've drafted better teams. We'll say that. But we're about to enter another puppy draft, but I want to make sure that everyone is ready to get into this. Before I get into it, I really want to make sure we get all four of us in this draft if we can. If you don't make it in this first draft, let me know as soon as possible, because what I could try to do is double up, maybe. I don't even know if that would be worth it, actually. But if you're saying for the second draft, Killa, Chris, and Tyler, give me a "you're good." And then after that, I'll count down from 5, and we'll all try to hit it at the same time, and hopefully we can get in the same one. We're doing the Puppy 3 draft. Make sure you click on the Puppy 3 draft. But before I get into this, let me get a thumbs up from everyone that's trying to get in here. Kill is good. Chris is good. Waiting on you, Tyler. And Tyler, don't enter it just when you say good. Wait for the countdown. I'm ready to hit enter. Okay. So we're all ready. On 1, I'll hit enter, and then we'll get right in. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. Oh, it filled immediately. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I was the last one. I hope I'm in the second one with you guys. We have Killa in here. What's your name, Tyler? Are you in the one with me? All right, which one? Because I have two going on right now. No, Killa, you're in one of mine. I did too. So you're in the second one I entered. Tyler, what's your name? Yeah, Mr. Evil's in here. T Cove. What? Are you in the first one? I don't see T Cove. Yeah, I see Killa and I see Mr. Evil. I don't see you, Tyler. Tyler, please enlighten me. I see C. Moret, Trent B007, A Force, B Horror, T Tay, Draft a Win. I don't see T Cove, bro. Do you see me at pick 12? Yeah, but the puppy, do you see FFX54 in your draft? Because there's tons of Puppy 3 drafts happening all at once. I'm gonna draft the other one silent, and then we'll review it at the end. I'm on the clock at pick 7. We're gonna go ahead and take Stefon Diggs. I'm really not getting excited about Austin Eckler. No, we'll do this on the stream too. I can't keep it on the second monitor. We're almost, or we are up in this one. So I think what we're gonna do is grab. We'll grab. We're gonna grab Mixon. We'll grab Nixon and Harris, even though it's boring. Tyler, what we'll do since you're not in this draft, we can try to get into one after this together because I will do a third one if you want to. Try to get into the same one. You can practice in this one. But what we can do if you want is we can hop in Discord and you can stream and we could throw your draft up as well just to see what you ended up with. I'm curious how your draft's going to end up going. But get some practice in this one, and if you want to hop into another one after this, we will. I entered two, so I don't know how the first one I entered, like, I think I was the last person, which is why none of you got in that one. But I'm not sure how you were in the second one. But, I mean, either way, there's so many people getting in these puppy drafts that sometimes it is a little bit difficult. We're up at pick 18 right now. We have DeAndre Swift available to us at 18, so we'll keep it simple and go with DeAndre. It looks like Killa started off with a Najee Harris, Joe Mixon start, which is what I started off with in this draft. And I'm at pick 12 in the other draft, so we can directly compare what I'm doing in the second or in the first draft with what you guys are doing, because you guys are at picks 11 and 12. And all right, Mr. Evil, what's going on? All right, just me and you, Killa. Mr. Evil has checked himself out of this draft. He started with Aaron Jones and Tyreek Hill at pick 13. That's a little bit interesting. I'm assuming he has some sort of crazy strategy that he's about to try, but I'm scared to see what it is. We'll see. We'll see. We have the same exact start, so we'll see what ends up happening with both of us, and we'll compare. He is the wild man. He's the guy that was pushing the crazy values down to us that like a few days ago when we were in the Best Ball Mania drafts together. I'll take notes for what not to do. Okay. Mark Andrews falls to the third round. That's largely because Mr. Evil is running rampant this draft. We must have. He honestly might have been in that Best Ball Mania draft. He could have been the one that was pushing all the value down. Tyler, let's get a little bit of action in the chat here. I'm curious what's going on with you over there in your own little world. We're in two drafts and within 5 seconds of each other, and you're not in either one of them. T. Higgins unfortunately goes. We were really hoping for him right there. We have Nick Chubb falling all the way to 31. There is no choice for me but to take Nick Chubb here, especially with the Deshaun Watson news. The Browns will be a lot more efficient of an offense now. So Nick Chubb's even more enticing, which is why you see him starting to go in the mid to late second round. So when he falls to the mid third round at this point in the year, especially with all that news, we have to take him. Now, I was honestly considering, obviously, if T. Higgins was there, we would have taken him. But I was considering Kyle Pitts there for a second. But when Nick Chubb falls to 31, we got to take him. Actually, Tyler, let's do this. You're drafted on your computer, right? I think I'm going to hop in Discord and mute everything. But can you stream so we can watch your chat? And we'll go through that live. And then we'll hop into the next one together. Kill a gorilla. All right, kill. I have the world's most lucky players in my subscribers are the world's most lucky players. We see Mr. Evil going with Juju. That's pretty surprising, to be honest. I'm not really sure why he made that pick, and especially with the news that he's out for the rest of the season. I don't know why you would pick him at pick 37. But Killa is one of the most lucky drafters of all time. He had Joe Mixon fall into the 210 last draft, and he had Josh Allen fall into the 311 this draft. We're about to be back up on the clock here at pick 42. We have one player to pick before us who will probably go with Jalen Waddle. If he doesn't, we'll take him. Yeah, you really are the value king. I don't know. Whoa. Yeah, we got to go Jalen Waddle right here. So we are on the clock in the other draft. Oh, we had Josh Allen fall into the 312. Talk about a value king. Talk about a value. And just to make it look better, what we're going to do. No, Terry McLaurin. You thought you were getting a value at what? Killer Gorilla thought he was getting a value at pick 35, round 3. Imagine taking Josh Allen in round 3. We'll go ahead and take him in round 4. Come on, Killa. I honestly should have took James Conner so we had the exact same team. All right, I think I have a little bit of time here. I'm about to check and see if Tyler's in Discord. Tyler barely does these fantasy football drafts. So we're going to try to watch him in real time if he gets in here. We're coming back around in the 5th round in the draft with Killa and Chris Davis. We have Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Jalen Waddle. We're about to be up on the clock, so let's see what values we got. We're going to be picking at pick 55 overall. So we are going to go ahead and grab Darren Waller at almost a 10-pick value in the 5th round. So our team is looking like it's off to a hot start already. I appreciate Killa and Chris donating money to this draft. It will go towards the larger tournament pool that I will be winning come the end of the season. So I appreciate your guys' donation, $5 each. And whenever I win, I'll Venmo it back to you guys. Okay, Killa, don't call yourself daddy again or else you're banned. You got a tight end right here if you want him. And you could not have gotten Josh Allen at the 4-2. You think Mr. Evil would have let that happen? You think Chris Davis, a subscriber of our channel, would have let that happen? He might have. We can ask him. Chris, would you have let that happen? Dalton Schultz in the 5th round. I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, I keep forgetting that we're in 2 drafts here. Oh, here we go. Let me deafen and mute Discord. We're going to hop in here and watch Tyler's stream. Yo, Tyler, if you go up towards your dollar amount in the top right corner, that little sun, click that. All right, so we're up on the clock at 66. We have no real stacks right now. We have Josh Jacobs kind of falling to us, but not really. I really do want a wide receiver right here. But Chris, you don't draft Josh Allen? Why not? Also, for this Kyler Murray pick, let me know what you guys would have picked. This is like, so I already have DeAndre Swift and Nick Chubb, so I wasn't really feeling Josh Jacobs, and my strategy with grabbing Kyler Murray right there is hoping for the potential that he falls to 79, even though it's not likely. He was at a 6-pick value, so he was a chance to get an elite quarterback at a little bit of a value. And I would have had to reach on any of the wide receivers, which is fine, but I think the value is going with Kyler Murray right there. All right. So where are we at? We got to keep an eye on this because it says 21 picks away up here, but we're only 3 picks away. So we really got to keep an eye on this other draft. And these are going to come to a crossroads. And I'm really going to be fighting these drafts at the same time right now. So we're going to go ahead and queue up Chris Godwin and Juju Smith for this draft. Not drafting Allen or Chase? Jamar? Why would you not draft Jamar Chase? I think Jamar Chase is... Well, I mean... Maybe it's a we'll double tap Amon-Ra here. We could go David Montgomery. We'll go David Montgomery if we can. Unless he does. He goes David Montgomery, so we'll go Amon-Ra and Chris Godwin. We're about to be up in the other draft, though. So let's see what's happening. We're at pick 79 with Adam Thielen falling to us. So we'll grab Adam Thielen. I'm totally fine with grabbing him at what, 10 pick value, 11 pick value. So now while we have a little break, we're going to pull up Tyler's. Oh, can't show that. Tyler, join a different chat. I think you know why. Join the, let me see if I can just do this. All right, can you, you can stream on this. Oh, this is so chaotic. We're trying to look at Tyler's draft while drafting 2 other drafts. This is hectic. All right, let's look at what Killa and Mr. Evil have been doing. We have Killa going Najee, Joe Mixon, Josh Allen, James Conner, George Kittle, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, Hunter Renfrow. We have Chris Davis going Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Allen Robinson, Juju, Dalton Schultz, Russell Wilson, Brandon Ayuk, and Treylon Burks. We're on the clock. We weren't really aiming to get a running back here, but we really have no choice when Miles Sanders is falling to a 10-pick value. So we'll go ahead and grab him. And this team is a little bit more balanced, so we have the opportunity to grab the value, which is why I usually draft this way. I like grabbing the value when I can, especially in these tournaments. All right, this is acceptable, Tyler. Still not necessarily PG, but I'm not going to get us banned either. I seriously might have to go through and like blur that out or something. I just need a bye week 10 to complete wide receiver bye week series. All right, this is acceptable, Tyler. Still not necessarily PG, but I'm not going to get us banned either. Okay, so we're 6 picks away. I think we have time real quick. Yeah, we have time real quick. We're going to look at Tyler's. All right, Tyler, pull up your big board real quick. Tyler has a Kyler Murray, Leonard Fournette, J.K. Dobbins start at quarterback and running back. All right. Kayla says, "What's your other team looking like?" I'll pull that up after my pick. You might want to buy another draft series. What do you mean? What you mean? What you mean? You want me to start another draft right now? Go 3 all at once? All right, we're on the clock at 103. We need some wide receivers here, so we won't think about it a whole lot. And we're just going to close our eyes and go with Tyler Lockett. I don't like the situation, but I do like the player. I think his ceiling's really high, and I think he will find some weeks to produce. I don't think he's going to be balling out every week like he was. I mean, I guess he really has been kind of a spike week type of player, even with Russell Wilson. So I think he'll have his weeks, but I do think it's going to be a huge regression from what we're used to from Tyler Lockett. However, I think that's baked into his price. We have Adam Thielen falling to us again. Is there news on Adam Thielen? We got him at pick 84. We have him in both drafts. And we can grab, who do we need? We'll probably get we'll go with CEH. We'll go with CEH right here. Nope, we're going with Brandon Ayuk. All right, so this is that team, Killa. This is our comparable teams here. Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Terry McLaurin, Josh Allen, Chris Godwin, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Adam Thielen, Brandon Ayuk. That's our start. Talking about Chris bye-week series. He should just buy another draft series. Underdog ain't for everybody. I guess not. I guess not. Hey, Tyler, when you pull up your big board, like when you're done drafting, I'll pull it up and see where we're at with you. We're on the clock, though. We have Darren Waller and Kyler Murray. So this is an easy pick for me. We're going to go ahead and take Derek Carr to stack with Darren Waller. I think that's the last stacking potential we have for him because Hunter Renfrow is gone, but we'll go with the stack and double up since Kyler Murray isn't in the category of like your Lamar Jacksons, your Josh Allen, Russell Wilsons. Maybe not Russell Wilson. Maybe Jalen Hurts is a better name to throw out there, but I think he's on the lower tier of the better quarterbacks. So I want to grab another decent quarterback, so I'm not stuck having to grab 3. What do I need in this draft? I need a tight end. 108 and 109. I can look ahead. 108 and 109. We have Josh Allen. We also need running backs too. So we can queue up, not Chase Claypool. We can queue up Dawson Knox and James Cook. Yeah, that's who we're planning on grabbing if we can. That'll be our order right there. But back to the draft. It looks like, Killa went Hunter Renfrow. Mr. Evil has Traylon Burks, James Cook, Ronald Jones, and then Killa has. I think you're making up your ground in wide receiver. To go Amari, Christian Kirk, Hunter Renfrow, Robert Woods, Garrett Wilson. I think you have access to a high ceiling. So I think you have potential. I think you have to kill this team, the wide receiver core on this team with volume. I talked about this a little bit with Chris in one of the comment sections, but when you have a late start to wide receiver like this, I think you have to end up drafting like 8 receivers or 9 receivers to kill it by volume instead of quality. But I think it is doable. I think there is a bit of luck that's involved there, but I think it is doable still. We're at pick 126. We kind of need everything right now. I'm really shying away from Christian Watson lately. I think what we'll do is we'll go Dameon Pierce and Devontae Parker, actually. Dameon Pierce has been getting reports. That he's been doing really well in oh wait. Yeah, see, I got the drafts mixed up. Shit. I thought I was picking back to back. I probably would have went with Devontae Parker. I got to mix up with the other draft where I'm picking back to back. But I know I'm probably not getting Devontae with Killa in the lobby. He's going to go with him at 131 or 134, I'm sure. Yeah, he's in chat saying don't give me my guy. So I would put money on it that he goes Devontae Parker right here. Killa got the wide receiver 3 gang. What a way. See, I don't want to hear from you, Chris, because you picked Tyreek Hill in the second round, the first pick of the second round. So, you know. We are still 6 picks away. It looks like James Cook got picked early. It's a little bit interesting. Yeah, we're gonna need some running backs here shortly in this other draft. Let's go ahead and confirm that Killa took Devontae Parker. There it is. I would never doubt you picking Devontae Parker. It looks like Devin Singletary goes, Dawson Knox goes, so our chances at a stack go out the window with it. We're about to be coming up here at 108 and 109. So what we're going to do is we will grab Tyler Locket or Robert Woods. Who do we prefer? We prefer Robert Woods. We have a lot of money on Robert Woods this year, and we're going to go Melvin Gordon as well. This is the other draft. We're about to, oh my God, this is crazy. Okay, so we're 138. We need, what do we need? Running back, wide receiver. Need some wide receivers. Might as well go Jahan Dotson. Yeah, see, this is where I wish I picked Devontae Parker last round, because now I think I would have preferred the combination of Devontae Parker and Darrell Henderson over the combination of Dameon Pierce and Jahan Dotson. Now, I will say the ceiling is a lot higher for the combo that I have just because they're both rookies and we really don't know what they're going to give us. So we do have a higher ceiling with the rookies, but the odds of them reaching, or I don't know, I guess the odds of them reaching that ceiling is a lot lower than having Devontae Parker and Darrell Henderson putting up a solid season. And it looks like Mr. Evil is sticking true. And Mr. Evil is Chris Davis, if you guys didn't know that. But it looks like Chris Davis is sticking true to the players that he likes, which are Nico Collins and Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm surprised he didn't end up with Courtland Sutton on this team. I'm sure he would have if he made it to him in the third. But he didn't. Chris says he's got a plan so crazy it might work. I'm waiting to see what that plan is, because right now the plan for your draft is looking like a donation. It's a charitable event. You might be able to claim this on your taxes. I think that qualifies. If you show, usually it doesn't, but if you show them your roster, they'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, that might as well have been a donation," and they'll probably qualify you for that. Yeah, I think you made up your wide receiver room really well. You're not really sacrificing any other position because George Kittle's a solid staple, Josh Allen's a solid staple, and then James Conner, Joe Mixon, and Najee Harris are solid. And then you go Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, Hunter Renfrow, Robert Woods, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Parker, Christian Watson. I think you're fine. Holding. No, I'm watching, Chris. I'm watching. We were trying to check out Tyler's stream or Tyler's draft at the same time, but we're going to have to tune in with him once these drafts are all wrapped up because this is just too hectic right now. We have two. Oh, God. Am I on the clock in the. Oh, my God. I'm on the clock. What pick am I? Oh, my God. Wait, I'm not on the clock. I'm so confused. Why did it say I was on the clock? All right, I'm not on the clock. I'm on the clock in this one, though. Okay, so we need wide receivers. We need a running back, too. And we're going to go ahead and grab Darrell Henderson. Still getting work. Yeah, we're going to grab Darrell Henderson. I know you were probably hoping for him there, Killa. Is that what those fingers crossed are for? Because you're not getting them. Killa says it would work if you had all 12 teams. That was to Chris. I got a little something for this round. Fingers crossed. So I hope the thing that you had for this round wasn't Darrell Henderson because he's mine. We got him at a 12 or 13 pick value. Where do we get Darrell Henderson? We got him at pick 151. He just went in the other draft at 123. So that shows you the value that we got. I think this guy took him way too early, though. Yeah, he took him way ahead of his ADP. I don't know what that guy's doing. Guy's probably talking to Killa. Talking to Killa too much. All right, let's see what these plans are. He goes, James Robinson. I love that pick. Brian Robinson liked that pick, too. Austin. Okay. What is happening? Chris, I know you're a good drafter, but this draft is not really representing what I know you're capable of here. I know you're probably going for well, I don't know anything. I'm assuming you're going for Jared Goff later? Question mark? All right, we're about to be on the clock in the draft with everybody. Jameson Williams likely to start season on NFI list. What is that? What does that mean? Someone tell me what that means. But we don't have time to look. We need to draft somebody. We'll go Robert Tonyan. Nope. We're going to go George Pickens. I was going to draft Robert Tonyan, but I remember that we had Darren Waller in this draft, so we don't need to go with Robert Tonyan there. We have all of our running backs, all of our quarterbacks, and we only had 5 wide receivers, so I'm good with going George Pickens and then grabbing a tight end a little bit later. Maybe we double up the tight end position in the later rounds, like in the last 2 rounds maybe. We're on the clock again. We got Tim Patrick. Shout out to you. Oh my God, this is a disaster. Great. At least you got Tim Patrick in the 17th round last draft. I just picked him in the 11th round on accident. This is why you don't do 2 drafts at once while trying to stream. All right, so what does this say? Williams is likely to begin the season on the NFI list and could return to the field around November. According to NFL Network's rookie first rounder suffered torn ACL while Alabama sidelined throughout the training camp as rehabs his injury. Detroit is likely to utilize Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, and Josh Reynolds as their top 3 receivers while Williams is sidelined. Cevis is okay. All right, so it looks like he's gonna be back late. I did pull a U, bro. Dude, it is so hectic trying to do this at the same time. I can't believe I just took Tim Patrick. I gotta move him down my ranks too. I got to. I can't afford that mistake anymore. Oddly enough, though, I think this team is still alive. Even though we just threw that pick away, we have Josh Allen, Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Melvin Gordon, Ronald Jones, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Adam Thielen, Brandon Ayuk, and Robert Woods. So I think we're going to end up going 3 tight ends on that team. We're at pick 175. We need a tight end and a wide receiver. We're going to go ahead and grab Noah Fant. Keep it simple. I think Noah Fant's good enough and has access to a high enough ceiling to allow us to not take a third tight end in this league. But what do we want to do here? How can we save this? I mean, I really do think the wide receivers are really good. We had Adam Thielen fall really far to us, so that could make up for... I don't know why he fell so far. Unless there's news we're just not aware of. Yeah, so Mr. Evil does go Ryan Tannehill. That's what we were suspecting with his Austin Hooper and DJ Chark grabs. We just read up on Jamison Williams, not going to be back till around November. So DJ Chark, I think, is going to be a sneaky pick when you're grabbing him in the 11th. He's going to be a lot better of a pick than who I grabbed in the 11th in the other draft, being Tim Patrick, out for the season, torn ACL. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I got to look over to this draft right now because we are wiling out. We have picks 156 and 157. So we're going to be targeting players like James Robinson and Gerald Everett if we can. I think that will solidify our running back position. It'll get our tight end position started. Gotta cue these guys up so I don't forget. Well, I should have been doing that the whole time. Then I would have avoided the Tim Patrick thing altogether. This team, we're pretty balanced, so we can go with who we want, either tight end or wide receivers. Looking like the wide receivers have the values. Who do I want? Alec Pierce, not really interested. Curtis Samuel. We'll try Sammy Watkins. I really don't have much shares in him at all. I don't love him as a talent, as his opportunity. I'm worried about his health, so I haven't been drafting him at all. But I think we're in a perfect position to go ahead and grab him, and we'll potentially get the player that we want on the way back around because we are going to try to grab a wide receiver on the way back through. Donovan Peoples-Jones does go, which is a little bit unfortunate. That is one of the guys we were looking at, but not surprising at all. That's working. He's working his way up the draft board as these days go by, and you can pretty much count on his ADP. It's going to continue to rise over these next few weeks. James Robinson goes in this other draft. We still need 2 tight ends. We still need a running back. We're going to go David Njoku. And we're going to go Robert Tonyan. Tried and true. I'm scared of Alberto recently with the news coming out on him potentially losing his starting role to Greg Dulcich. So I've kind of throttled it back on him, especially because I already have quite a large value or quite a large exposure rate to him as is. So I'm not really trying to ramp that up when he's getting that kind of news. We're looking for so our player did make it to us, who we were thinking about reaching on last round. So we're gonna go ahead and grab him this round, Will Fuller. I really like that pick, especially now with Deshaun Watson only missing 6 games of the season. I think it's very possible he goes to the Browns and has a hot end to the season. I gotta catch up on chat. I've been balls to the wall here. Kayla's triple stack got sniped. Oh. You were talking about Trevor Lawrence? No. Yeah, you might have been talking about Trevor Lawrence. You probably were trying to go Trevor Lawrence, James Robinson, I'm assuming. Evans is betting that grabbing Chris Evans is betting that Mixon gets hurt. You're learning now for the grand finale. Oh God, I gotta go back and look at Chris's draft because he is just he's going rogue. He's going rogue today. We're only on round 14 of this other draft. We started this draft actually started first. This lobby is super slow. Not very many experience badges, so maybe it's just because they're all fresh meat. I'm really curious to tune into Tyler's draft. I'm kind of keeping an eye on it here on the second monitor. I think he's still in the chat. Tyler, give me a what's up if you're still in the chat. I know you're probably locked in. Yeah, I'm once the dust all settles on these drafts, I'm gonna have to go back and look at all these teams because to be honest with you, I don't even know who's on my team anymore. We have 8 wide receivers, 5 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, so we're done. We're just going for a tight end at this point. We could bet that Greg Dulcich does take the starting role. We could bet that Greg Dulcich takes the starting role and draft him at our last pick. That could pay off. Because Logan Thomas is hurt. Taysom Hill is not interesting to me at all. Mo Alley Cox is kind of interesting. But maybe we just go Greg Dulcich and just go for that diamond in the rough since we really don't need anyone at any position. Like, we're pretty full and comfortable with all of our other positions. Running back is probably our weakest, but we got Darrell Henderson at such a value that he might have saved the running back room. And then our quarterbacks are fine. We have stacks with them. I mean, unless we're interested in a running back, which I'm really not. I think I'm going to bet on Greg Dulcich. Go Denver. Right? Right, Chris? Pacheco and Minshew for the Millie? Wait a second. Hold on. Yo, Chris, is someone holding you hostage over there? Like, are you being forced against your will to draft the worst fantasy football team of all time? I'm genuinely asking because Isaiah Pacheco and Gardner Minshew, a backup quarterback, is what we're doing. Wow. Oh no, Isaiah Pacheco at running back. So CEH, Jerick McKinnon, and Ronald Jones weren't enough. Derek Gore, I think is his name. So you picked the 5th string running back? Um, um, we'll go Tyler Higbee to buy us a little bit of time. What in the hell do we want to do here? Grab a running back, maybe? Grab a quarterback? Do we have any stack potentials? We'll just grab. Oh wait, Jamison Crowder. Do we even need him though? Yeah, we'll grab Jamison Crowder at 158. I think that's the right pick. I almost grabbed Matt Ryan, but we're gonna try and wait. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say we're gonna try to wait for Jared Goff, but he goes. So I think we have 2 more picks. Yeah, we have 2 more picks, and we're gonna go running back and quarterback. All right, so Chris Davis grabbed Pacheco and Minshew at the end of that draft. I don't know what that was. Killer Gorilla, thank you. Me and Kirchig and Turk appreciate it. Chris Davis, I like Alberto. Dulcich is a rookie. Rookies never do good. Yeah, I mean, I knew that was kind of a high flying bet. I knew that was a little bit of a gamble. I think Alberto definitely starts the season, but I'm okay, especially when I'm picking between Mo Alley Cox and Greg Dulcich. I'll take the chance just in case he produces like out of this world and we weren't expecting it. I'll have him on one of my teams because I had Noah Fant and Darren Waller, so I'm not like dying to get a tight end, and I was comfortable everywhere else, so I'm okay taking the gamble on that team. I can probably queue up some players at 204 and 205. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. Actually, we probably should take Carson Wentz regardless, to be honest. Killer Gorilla says, Alberto is a great stack with your Tim Patrick. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Hurts is a running quarterback. There's a non-zero chance he gets hurt. He got hurt last year, and Minshew throws way better than Jalen. Yeah, I mean, it's funny now, but maybe you'll be the one laughing later. I'm gonna pull this draft up to go over again because this was wild. I'm trying to hold out a little bit until we get back. I guess we got a full round to go. All right, so we will look at this draft board while we wait. It's dark, but who else is crazy enough to take Minshew? Exactly. No, I get it. I get it. All right, so we'll do my team last. Let's start with Chris Davis. Best for first. Aaron Jones at first round pick 12. Tyreek Hill at 13th overall. Wild. Allen Robinson, Juju in the 4th. Dalton Schultz, Russell Wilson, Brandon Ayuk, Traylon Burks, James Cook, Ronald Jones, DJ Chark, Nico Collins, Brian Robinson, Austin Hooper, Ryan Tannehill stacked with Austin Hooper and DJ Chark, Chris Evans, Isaiah Pacheco, and Gardner Minshew. Wild team. Your running backs are scaring me with Aaron Jones, James Cook, Ronald Jones, Brian Robinson, Chris Evans, and Isaiah Pacheco. That's terrifying. Let me do this. All right, Killer Gorilla's team. He had a very similar start to what we had in the other draft. So he had Najee Harris, Joe Mixon, Josh Allen falling to 311, James Conner at 38, which is the 4-2. George Kittle falling to him at the end of the 5th. Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, Hunter Renfrow, Robert Woods, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Parker, and Christian Watson went 7 wide receivers in a row to try to make up for the lack of wide receivers in the first 5 rounds. I think he did a good job with that. James Robinson is a phenomenal pick now that he's coming back from his injury. Marlon Mack is a good sneaky bet in the 15th round at running back. Jameis Winston in the 14th. No stacks with Jameis Winston, but I'm okay with that. Evan Ingram, Cameron Brighton, Alec Pierce. Solid team. Makes a lot more sense than Chris's, but again, Chris might just know something we don't. This other draft, I wish I could take Marvin Jones because he's still available at 204, but I cannot. So what I'm going to do is take Evan Ingram at... Oh, wait, no. I'm going to take Carson Wentz as my last pick. Oh, God, there's not even running backs I can take. Zamir White? Like, is that the only guy I have? I'll go Zamir White, I guess. Yikes. All right, that draft's is done. Okay, so... And then my team is Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Jalen Waddle, Darren Waller, Kyler Murray, stacked with... Do I not have a stack? I guess I don't. I got him at a value. I got him at a 6-pick value, so no stacks there. Let me do this. I can't look at it like that. All right. Kyler Murray and Derek Carr at quarterback. Running backs are DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, Damian Pierce, and Darrell Henderson. Wide receivers are Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett, Jahan Dotson, George Pickens, Sammy Watkins, and Will Fuller. And then our tight ends are Darren Waller, Noah Fant, and a long shot on Greg Dulcich. Very interesting draft from all parties here. I don't know what just happened. That was, to be honest with you, I think that Killa probably has the most solid team between the three of us. Mr. Evil has the craziest team, that's for sure. And I don't know what my team is. Ronald Jones Pacheco, lock up the starter in KC. Allaire sucks. I definitely agree that Allaire sucks. 100%. Chris, how many fingers am I holding up? Maybe you're impaired. I'm just trying to help, brother. No, let us know. FFX team came out okay. Wide receivers weak, but good team. Are my wide receivers that weak? Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett, Jahan Dotson. I mean, they're fine. We have a number 1 and some solid number 2s and 3s. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I think this team's okay. This team is okay. I think that Killa definitely has the best team between us. Let's see what... Hey, Tyler, can you hear us? See what Tyler ended up doing. Right off the bat, we see that Tyler has 3 quarterbacks. He's in the 18th round. Tyler, pull up your big board. Click the grid on the top left next to your name. Right below the I. The bottom half is weak. Top half is decent. Yeah, no, I agree with that. He's probably my favorite last round pick. It was Julio before, but now he's higher. Wait, who are you talking about? Oh, Alec Pierce? Is Alec Pierce really going in the 18th round now? He was, before the Paris Campbell news, he was going a lot higher than that. And I think since Paris Campbell's been running with the first team as the wide receiver too, he's been going down. And Paris Campbell cannot stay on the field. He can't stay healthy. So if Paris Campbell does end up going down, Alec Pierce is a great last round pick. Tyler, I see you in the chat. Do you see that the grid next to your name, like above your team on the right-hand side? Click that and scroll to the top of your draft. I want to see how the draft shook out in order. So let me get an early draft pick. I can really let it fly at third pick. So Tyler, click the puppy 3 on the left. Yep. Nope. Puppy 3. Here, let's see if we can walk him through this. Ready? Right here. Pick this. I forgot I was streaming. This is way easier. Click this. Skirt, 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 skirt. Here we go. Yeah, click that. Yeah, here we go. All right. So you ended up with Kyler Murray, Tua. Oh. Right here. I think Tyler and Chris are on the same shit. I don't know what it is, but they're tweaking. I feel like you would have the same team with the pick 1. Aaron Jones, first pick overall. Tyreek, yeah, honestly, you might have. Please click this. Yeah, here we go. Kyler Murray, Tua, Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Leonard Fournette, J.K. Dobbins, Melvin Gordon, and Gus Edwards. Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf. Okay, so you probably had the second overall pick. Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Parker, Tim Patrick. All right, Tim Patrick is injured for the season, so just know that moving forward. Taysom Hill, Hayden Hurst. So yeah, you wait on your tight ends too. So what I would say is grab 5 running backs and don't grab 2 on the same team as a suggestion, because your ceiling is higher if you grab one from all different teams. And then I would say probably, I mean, your tight ends they're serviceable. I think you have 4 wide receivers counting towards your score. So you want to target wide receivers a little heavier in these tournaments because you have 3 starting wide receivers and then 1 flex. So the idea is that your wide receivers can score the most amount of points, which is why you want to get at least 4 solid wide receivers. But overall for a first draft, it's not too bad. I think that just if you focus on the roster construction, where I think a good number to go for is like 2 solid quarterbacks, 5 running backs at all times, 7 to 9 wide receivers, depending on how elite your wide receivers are, and then 2 to 3 tight ends. That's usually the roster construction, but all in all, not too bad. And honestly, with these drafts, everybody has a chance. That's the thing about it. Killer with the boomer approach safely, 3rd every year. Gotta have those big balls to take it down. That's true. That is true. If you're shooting for that $200,000 prize, you got to go for teams that aren't picked. So sometimes the teams that look bad on paper at this point in the season, they're the ones that end up winning. So this is a weird night. This is a really weird night. Let me hop in. Give me 1 sec. Actually, you might be able
to talk.
Tyler.
In the puppy draft.
Tyler.
What's going on?
What are you doing right now?
Can you hear me? Oh,
yeah,
we're good.
I can hear you in my headset.
Yep. I am nothing. I just finished my draft.
Are you doing another one?
I'm down if we can join the same one.
All right, I'm gonna say in Discord. I don't know if we can join the same one or not. It's like
hit or miss.
All right. I see your stream. So Killa and Chris, I think we're gonna hop into one more. This will be 4 on the night. This will be like 6 or 7 on the day. I really got to chill out, but Dude, I was drafting him all day at the gym, during the day. Can't say when or what I was doing, but I was doing them during the day.
Dude, we're good. We're good. We just all right. We'll just try and get in the same one. Puppy 3. Are we doing that again?
Pull up the screen that I have right now and hover over enter. I'm waiting to see if Killa and Chris might be dipping, but if they're not, then I want to give them a chance to get in it as well. So Killa and Chris, give me
30-second pick.
Yeah, stick to the
Jesus
30-second
Christ.
pick on the left. Yeah, that's good. And just
8
hover over
hours
enter.
per pick. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I did that once on accident. I did. It literally took me like 2 weeks to pick a team.
You hate to see that.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
All right, Killa and Chris, are you guys done for the night? One. All right, we're all down. Okay. All right, Tyler.
Let's get it, dude.
All right, I'm gonna count down from 5, and then when we hit 1, just hit enter and yes right away. Okay.
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's see what we got
Oh my
here,
god,
gentlemen.
dude, that insta-filled. Oh, this is bad.
Yes, Evan, we're in the same one. I see FFX.
Let's go!
Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got FFX.
I don't think we're going to be
here.
in with Killa or... No, we're not in with Killa or...
There's no way.
Maybe Killa and Chris got in the same one again. Like with them two.
Knock it off. Have to tell the dog to knock it off. All right, let's get this pulled up right away. Yo, chill. Yo is scratching at the door right now.
All right, at least we got in a draft with everybody.
Yes.
Because I got the last one I had with Chris and Killa, and now we got the one with you. That one filled instantly, though. I guess the thing about these puppy drafts is that everyone they fill up so fast. That's why I do so many so quick, because so Killa and Chris are alone. GG's. Can't win them all, but we were in the last 3 together, so I think that's all we can really ask for. Christian McCaffrey off the board before Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor goes right after. We got an experience badge. The red badge, if you're not familiar, means that guy has been in 1,000 Underdog fantasy drafts. And if we look at the draft room, we have 1 red badge and 1 black and white badge, which means he's been in 500 drafts.
Cooper Kupp, Evan.
Got Cooper Kupp at pick 4. That is
huge.
That's quite the value. Usually he goes at, well, I guess it's not a crazy value. He usually goes at 3, so getting him at 4 is nice, although I am a little bit higher on Justin Jefferson this year than Cooper Kupp. But I think it is neck and neck, and I think that Chris would call me crazy for that. Yeah, Chris and Killa, please keep me updated. If especially you, Chris. I don't know what you've been doing. You might end up taking Gardner Minshew in like the 7th round this draft, so I really need to know what type of players you're taking. And Killa, I'm sure you're gonna get Jonathan Taylor fall into like the 305 or something crazy. So keep us posted.
I'm taking CD. I'm trying to go for Najee next. We will see.
It looks like Tyler goes ahead and grabs CD at pick 10 overall. He is the wide receiver 1 in Dallas this upcoming year, and James Washington is out for the season. So going back around, he might be looking for the Dak Prescott stack in the 5th or 6th round, depending on how it all shakes out. I know that Tyler is a big fan of Najee Harris usually, so he'll probably be targeting him at the 15th pick. Although he gets sniped by Iceman 007. Najee Harris off the board.
I'm going to have to take Aaron Jones. I want to get Reek next.
Tyler Cover goes with Aaron Jones at pick 15. That is 2 picks ahead of his ADP, but I think with Devontae Adams out of the Green Bay offense, Aaron Jones is a fine pick because he will get a lot of receiving work. Even though A.J. Dillon is on the come up, Aaron Jones is going to get all of the receiving work out of the backfield. So I do like Aaron Jones on the year this year, and I think that him and DeAndre Swift are very comparable. We see
Gonna
Devontae
try and
Adams
go
falling all the way to
for.
16.
I really want to take Tyreek, but I have a feeling that I think you're gonna take him, Evan. I think you're gonna take Tyreek.
We're up here at 21 here. Just waiting on Brown Dirt. He reaches
Ooh,
on T. Higgins
interesting.
in the second round.
Interesting. T.
Um,
Higgins. Okay.
right now, I think it's a pick I haven't done in quite a while. So I think we're due. I was throttling it back a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and take our boy Mark Andrews. Take Mark Andrews. He was the
Aha.
number 1 tight end on the season last year, and the Ravens did not bring in any wide receiver help, so he's going to be the number 1 target. Him and Rashad Bateman will share targets, and we're in a prime position when the 5th round rolls around to go ahead and target Lamar Jackson for the Lamar Jackson Mark Andrews stack. So if you're unaware, in Best Ball Mania or in the Best Ball style drafts, you really want to target stacks. So if you're going to grab a quarterback, let's just say Lamar Jackson in this case, you're going to want to go ahead and target Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews. Now, you don't want to reach too far to make the stack happen, but if you get them behind their ADP or at their ADP and you're able to stack the players, then you have access to way higher of a ceiling. We see Javonte Williams, Leonard Fournette, and Nick Chubb go at the 2-3 turn, so we should be getting some value at wide receiver falling to us here. Actually, the value is not too crazy. We could take Keenan Allen at 28, but being that we went Cooper Kupp and Mark Andrews early and Alvin Kamara's hearing got pushed out 2 more months, we're going to go ahead and grab Alvin Kamara as our running back 1.
Okay. I might have to grab Zeke's.
I lost my water. Here it is. All right. Killer Gorilla says he was at the 109 and he had a Henry and Lamb start. So nothing too crazy, as he points out, but also a very solid start. I don't think your start necessarily has to be too wild. I think you can build your unique team in like maybe the middle round. So if you basically, what I'm saying is don't throw away your first couple draft picks. Trying to create a unique team right off the bat. I think that will happen as the draft unfolds. So Henry and Lamb isn't the most exciting start, but I think it's a solid start nonetheless. Chris says I'm going with a
I might be
blend
okay
of
with taking
Tesla,
Jalen
Plank,
here.
Boar. What?
I might be okay with taking Jalen next round, honestly.
What does that
Jalen
mean,
Waddle.
Chris? You're using language that I'm not familiar with. Chris says he started with a Cook, Javonte start. I think that's solid as well. Very high ceiling with those 2 running backs, especially if Melvin Gordon goes down in the season. We see Javonte Williams become a top 5 back basically overnight. And if Dalvin Cook can stay healthy, he will be a top 5 back as well. So I like that start also. Tyler Covert
Josh
just
Allen
picked.
already drafted. Okay,
And
very interesting.
he started with CeeDee Lamb, Aaron Jones, Jalen Waddle. I think it's a fine start. He's coming back up on pick 39.
I'm gonna pull a fast one here. I might even draft Pat Mahomes. I might draft him this round actually.
Yeah, you could. You could reach on Patrick Mahomes, but I think that you have a chance of getting him at 58, and that would be way ahead of ADP, and you don't have a stack with him, so I don't know if the reach is worth it. So
Yeah, no, I don't.
I would go with the value here if you have the opportunity.
Zeke's.
Goes with
I'm gonna
Ezekiel
take
Elliott. I
Zeke.
think that's a fine pick. Ezekiel Elliott might have been. It was right at ADP. So that is a good start. Going with 2 running back, 2 wide receiver start. I think it's a very safe and balanced start so that if value does fall, you are able to capitalize on it later.
Agreed.
James Conner finally goes off the board at 41 at an 8-pick value. I don't know those great names, Chris. Tesla, Plank, Bohr, and Turin. Are we still talking
Said you're
about
gonna be
football
taking
here?
Pat Mahomes here.
All right, about to be back up on the board at pick 45, round 4. Let's see if there's any value falling to us. We have Travis Etienne falling to us, but I really don't like Travis Etienne right now because
What's up, buddy?
James Robinson is coming back from an injury. So what I think I would prefer Breece Hall here actually. So we're gonna go with Breece Hall, even though no, we're not.
Wow.
We're gonna go with
I was
Travis
gonna
Etienne.
say.
Psych. I was about to go with Breece Hall because James Robinson is coming back from his injury sooner than we expected, but then I remembered that the only difference between Travis Etienne and Breece Hall is that James Robinson is a little bit better of a running back, so his competition is going to be a little bit more stiff, but he will get all of the receiving game out of the backfield. So we'll go with him, especially since the value is 10 picks behind ADP. We've seen Travis Etienne go in the second round and one of the picks or in one of the drafts tonight. So when we can get him in at the end of the 4th round, I think that's a value we have to capitalize, even though it didn't feel good picking him. Because I really have been pretty high on James Robinson. Now we're hoping for Lamar Jackson to fall to us at pick 52 overall. It's possible he goes up the board because he is the next available quarterback here, but we have to see what Fuzzy Wuzzles does. And he does take Lamar.
Yikes. I'm gonna take Pat Mahomes, and then honestly, I'm gonna take Juju for the stack. I will if I can get him the round after this, which should be pretty feasible here. I'm pretty close to the end.
So I do hear Tyler in my ears thinking he's about to get Juju Smith-Schuster, but unfortunately, that's who we're gonna pick here. I think his.
You hate to see that. You hate to see it.
I promise that wasn't because of you. I have to take him there. I wish I could have went Lamar to stack with Mark Andrews, but Juju has access to the highest ceiling from the wide receivers we have left, and with the start that we had being 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, and 1 tight end, we really had our hands tied behind our back, and we needed to take a wide receiver there, and Juju was best available. I think you can make a case for Rashad Bateman and Chris Godwin, but with Tyreek Hill, Byron Pringle, Darrell Williams, and Demarcus Robinson all leaving the Kansas City Chiefs, Juju has, what was it? I think like 317 targets available for the taking. Now, obviously, MVS and Sky Moore are coming over to the Chiefs as well, but I think there's plenty of targets in the Kansas City Chiefs offense with Patrick Mahomes leading them
here. I might take
available
TJ.
for him to succeed as long as he can stay healthy. So we have Tyler Cover just picked at pick 58 overall. Went with Kyler Murray, and he's about to be back on the clock here at 63. That's true. Chris says Juju is going to get 2,000 receiving yards and 19 touchdowns. According to my stats, if you're not familiar with the stats that he is talking about, he's talking about our 2022 tight end rankings. If you haven't seen that video already, go check it out. We've ranked the top 12 tight ends for your Underdog Fantasy and redraft leagues. So go check that out and see what tight ends you should be drafting. The tight end position is very important, even though it's a boring position. It's something definitely worth putting a little bit of research into, because that can be the difference between winning your league and losing your league. So go check that video out. We also have the quarterback ranking up as well. And on Monday or Tuesday, we'll have our first wide receiver ranking video up. And then the week after that, we'll have running backs.
We're going to take Josh Jacobs next. We're going with Josh Jacobs. And then
Tyler reaches a little bit on DeAndre Hopkins to stack him with Kyler Murray. I reached 10 picks, but that's justifiable because that would be the last opportunity that he has at grabbing DeAndre Hopkins, because he would not be available in the 7th round when the draft gets back to him. So I like the stack that he creates there. And he's going with 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 quarterback start. That's a very solid start as far as team structure goes. It allows him to grab some value when it presents itself since the team is very balanced. We're back up on the clock, and we're really looking for any position. But now that we're at pick 69 and we have Jalen Hurts available to us, we're going to go ahead and grab him as our quarterback 1. He was at a 5-pick value, and that will allow us to hopefully go for the Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts stack here at the turn. We are 6 picks away, and Devontae Smith is the next available wide receiver, so it's very possible he gets taken from us, but we have a chance. And if you're going to win the $200,000 first place prize, you really just have to have everything work out in your favor. So even though Devontae Smith goes off the board there, we'll adapt, but we had to go for the shot. Josh Jacobs has been falling down boards. I'm not really sure why. There's not been news coming out on him recently, so I'm not sure why he's falling 10 to 12 picks behind ADP. But if he falls to us, we'll take him, and he does. So our start now is Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Alvin Kamara, Travis Etienne, and Josh Jacobs at running back, and then Cooper Kupp and Juju at wide receiver with Mark Andrews at tight end. I think it's a really solid start, but we're kind of forced to really just hammer in the wide receivers now. Let's get an update from Killa and Chris in the chat. What do we got going on? Anything exciting?
We're going to take Antonio Gibson next. Oh, wow. Wide receivers going fast.
Shout out to everyone that's still in the chat right now. We're going on 2.5 hours of streaming. I think this is our 4th draft on stream. It's probably our 8th draft on the day. So my account should be locked down, and I should let someone change my password and not tell me what it is because I've done way too many drafts for today. So after this, we're going to end it. But I appreciate everyone coming out and chilling in the chat with us. It's been a really fun night. I don't know if the best teams we've ever drafted have been drafted tonight, but it has been a lot of fun. We'll keep it at that because we don't want to dive too far into the analysis of our teams because that could get ugly really fast, especially if you're Chris.
All right, let's see, gentlemen. Let's see what we got here.
Got Pitts at 10 picks behind ADP. Solid. I've really been trying to get some more Kyle Pitts on my or get more exposure to him. I don't really think I might have him on like 1 or 2 teams, so that's a really nice value falling to Killa. Chris says he ended up with Dalvin Cook, Javonte Williams, Ezekiel Elliott, and Josh Jacobs. Things have gone south quickly. So I think today just might not be Chris's day. He started off this draft scary with 4 running backs right off the bat. His last draft was a little bit scary as well, but I will say Chris is he's a good drafter, so it might just not be his day. He might be someone might have his account. So T Cove start goes CeeDee Lamb, Aaron Jones, Jalen Waddle, Ezekiel Elliott, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins stacked with Kyler Murray, Antonio Gibson as his 3rd running back, and Russell Gage. Russell Gage fell a little bit in value. Actually, we'll talk about that after our pick. We're at pick 93. Tony Pollard's falling to us. I really can't take another running back. I've taken Tony Pollard so much tonight. And we really need a wide receiver. So even though the value is in Tony Pollard, we really do have to go Treylon Burks here. And I don't think if we go Tony Pollard, I don't think that Treylon Burks will make it back to us. So we can't take that chance when we only have 2 wide receivers through 8 rounds. But what I was saying with Russell Gage, and this is analyzing what is this? Okay, this is analyzing T Cove's draft. He picked him 2 picks ahead of ADP, which is not that far of a reach, so that's fine. What people are trying to figure out right now is with Julio Jones going to Tampa Bay, we now have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Julio Jones, and Russell Gage all in that wide receiver room. However, the thing that is worth noting is that Tom Brady's a quarterback that'll he doesn't necessarily have favorites like Aaron Rodgers. He's going to distribute the ball across the entire depth chart. Russell Gage got paid quite a bit of money, all guaranteed. I think he had like 12 million guaranteed going to the Tampa Bay Bucks. So he's going to get play schemed up for him with the amount they paid him and the offense that he's in. They're going to throw the ball a lot. So even though Julio Jones is now in that offense, I think Russell Gage is still going to get plenty of action. Ramondre Stevenson is the value here. Matt Stafford is... I almost went with Robert Woods, but Matt Stafford is definitely the pick for us. Since we have Cooper Kupp, we're going to go with the Jalen Hurts, Matt Stafford quarterback start. And then Matt Stafford is now stacked with Cooper Kupp. And now what we're going to do is just hammer wide receivers for the next... Out of the next 5 rounds, we're going to go with 4 wide receivers and 1 running back. That's the plan. Killa says, think it's my first Pitts team. I like Waller and Kittle a little more. Falcons suck. Falcons do suck, but Kyle Pitts had the 22nd most receiving yards of all rookies of all time, including wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs. So even though the Falcons suck and his situation is bad, I think that the talent that he has, he'll still find his way to get his targets and get his receptions. And if he gets more than 1 touchdown this next year, he could be a top 3 tight end. So I do like Kyle Pitts as my 3rd tight end overall in the season. But I can't blame you for liking Waller or Kittle more. I think it is a little bit of a toss-up when you get into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rankings of tight ends. I can see the case for all of them. But that all being said, I do like to diversify the portfolio, and Kyle Pitts is a player that I don't have a lot of, so I need to get that number up a little bit. Chris says somehow auto-picked Elliott. That's bad stuff. Yeah, I mean, the 1,500 touch rule we were talking about is a little scary, which is why we've been going Tony Pollard heavy in these last few drafts today. Looks like another Minshew 18th kind of draft. I mean, might as well try to make it up. Killa says he ended up going Kirk and Rashad Penny. I'm assuming, what is that? In the 9th or 10th round, maybe? 9th and 10th round, probably. Or no, 7th and 8th? Where does Kirk Cousins go? All right. Tyler went for James Cook at the 106, 2 picks after ADP, so he got a little bit of value on James Cook. I think that he needed that 4th running back to solidify his running back room. He probably could go with a late round running back, but with Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Gibson, and James Cook, he's pretty set, and he can now look. Actually, his team's really balanced. He has 1-4-4-1, 1 quarterback, 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers, and 1 tight end. So he really can take value from here on out, which is a nice position to be in. That's usually the way I like drafting as well. I like having a balanced team and then taking the value as it comes. But right now, even though our team does look balanced, we really, really need wide receivers. Because remember, only 1 quarterback starts, 1 tight end starts, 2 running backs, and then 3 wide receivers start. So even though we have 3 running backs and 3 wide receivers, we need to keep in mind that more wide receivers are going to count on a weekly basis. So we're going to want more on the roster. I guess, oh no, Rondale Moore didn't go yet. And this is a reminder, Tyler, if you're out there, please do not draft Tim Patrick. He is out for the season, torn ACL. Cordero Patterson goes, so this makes our pick really easy, and we'll go with Rondale Moore right at ADP. Yeah, so Killa says he got Kirk and Penny on the 7-8 turn. Brady, Prescott, and Wilson still on the board, hoping Prescott makes it back. Yeah, because you have CD, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you have CD, so that would be really nice. Oh, we didn't get the full update with Killa. Killa now has Henry Lamb, Connors, Pitts, Metcalf, Michael Thomas, Kirk Cousins, Rashad Penny, and he's hoping for Dak Prescott. That would be a really nice sack with CD. 6 to go for Wilson, and Prescott's still there. Smell the value. I mean, I'm sure you'll get it. You're the value king, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Chris says he got. Wait. Chris says he got Mills, Trubisky, and Minshew stack. Gotta be unique. That definitely has to be unique, but how are you that late in the draft already? Unless you're just setting it up. You might just be setting the stack up. I'm assuming with like Nico Collins, Deontay Johnson, and or Chase Claypool, and like AJ Brown or something. Tyler went with James Cook and Zach Ertz. I really, really like the double stack that Tyler went with on Kyler Murray. I think it's a perfect opportunity to draft Alexander Mattison. I'm not jumping out of my shoes to get Kenny Galladay. So I like going ahead and grabbing Alexander Mattison to hopefully get the upside. I mean, if we're not hoping for Dalvin Cook to get injured. We're never rooting for an injury, but if he does get injured and he does have, he is injury prone, then having Alexander Mattison, which is the handcuff running back in Minnesota, that will give us access to a really high ceiling with those running backs that we have right now with Alvin Kamara, Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, and now Alexander Mattison. We do have to watch out for wide receivers because we have Cooper Kupp and Juju. It's a good start, but since then we've been letting them fall. Now the good news is we're done at quarterback and pretty set on running back for quite a while, as well as tight end. So we're free
I am not
to take plenty of wide receivers, and I'm still sticking true to what I said, because if you remember what I said was in the next 5 picks after Matt Stafford, we're going to go 4 wide receivers and 1 running back. So we did take Alexander Madison, but that means we have to go 3 wide receivers in a row here.
We're going to take Jacoby Myers.
Tyler is back on the board. Goes Jacoby Myers.
Right,
very nice pick.
Jarvis Landry up next. We're going to definitely be looking.
He is 1-4-5-1. The quarterback being Kyler Murray, stacked with DeAndre Hopkins and
I'll take Justin Fields as backup.
Zach Ertz. Wide receiver core is looking really solid with CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, DeAndre Hopkins, Russell Gage, and Jacoby Myers. So after week 6, when DeAndre Hopkins comes back from suspension, his top 3 wide receivers are going to be really nice, and then his tight end, Zach Ertz, is going to carry DeAndre Hopkins, or his team, through while DeAndre Hopkins is on suspension. Oh my God. Killa got Dak Prescott at 17 pick value, which is crazy because even when I try to take Dak Prescott at value, I never get him. So, I mean, you really are the value king. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Chris says he's pondering the Mills Trubisky Minshew stack. So stay tuned on that. Gonna shoot for Watson next. Why not at pick 129? Yeah, I think that's a fine value for him. Because do you have a quarterback yet? Or was Dak Prescott your first quarterback? Oh no, you have Kirk Cousins, right? You have Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, and Deshaun Watson, potentially. Tyler goes with Tua for the Jalen Waddle stack. That is what I'm talking about. Tyler now has a single sack with Tua and Jalen Waddle and a double sack with Kyler, DeAndre Hopkins, and Zach Ertz. That's a beautiful roster structure there. Don't let me forget I have to pick wide receivers. I got to double up on wide receiver in these next 2 picks. Oh, Christian Kirk. Okay, that makes way more sense why you're going for Deshaun Watson. Way more sense. I like that a lot. Dak Prescott carries you through the first 6 weeks, and then you get Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott for the rest of the season. I like that a lot. Got to remember to not auto pick, so I don't pick Tim Patrick. Actually, what I'm going to do, just so I don't accidentally... No. I'll just throw him on here just in case time expires for some reason. It'll pick KJ Hamler over Tim Patrick. We're looking for KJ Osborne at 148. Kill, I think you've been drafting some really solid teams tonight. I think you've been drafting the most solid teams in this chat tonight. The last 2 drafts I did were wild. I honestly don't even remember what the teams are. The first draft I think was decent, but you've been coming away with some values that you just can't argue. And the one team that I had a really nice value on, where I get Josh Allen in the 4th round, I end up screwing up because I auto-draft Tim Patrick because I was in 2 drafts at once. So that could have been a really good draft, but Tim Patrick in the 11th round might have killed it. Unless he comes back. What if he comes back from a torn ACL in week 15? Wins the league for me. It's possible. How old is Tim Patrick? $28, not super young. All right, I gotta focus up because I'm about to draft him on accident. Okay, we need another wide receiver. Let's go KJ Osborne. Not think about it. Close your eyes and do it. All right, what do they say? Top receiver for a 3rd consecutive season. Wide receiver Tim Patrick was carted off. Sustained the season-ending torn ACL. Yeah, so there's no hope. What did that team end up being? Is that this team? No, it's this team. Wait, where is it? Here we go. Yeah, it's this team. All right, let's see if this team has any hope. Josh Allen, Carson Wentz, Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Melvin Gordon, Ronald Jones, Amir White, Tim McLaurin, Chris Godwin, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Adam Thielen. Honestly, Tim Patrick isn't going to hurt my wide receiver room that much because my wide receiver room is actually pretty solid. My tight ends are fine. My quarterback is fine since we have Josh Allen. The only thing is if the running backs can pull it off. Because Tim Patrick didn't affect our wide receiver room that much since we went so wide receiver heavy early. But the running backs are where we're lacking. So we're really counting on Joe Mixon and Najee Harris to carry us through the entire season. Melvin Gordon will offer a game here and there. Maybe Ronald Jones ends up popping off and earning the starting position, but probably not. So if Joe Mixon and Najee Harris have a crazy season, then we might be okay in that league. Even with the 11th round Tim Patrick accidental pick, but that's probably wishful thinking. That's definitely wishful thinking. Update Watson and Jarvis Landry. Loving this team. What you mean, Prescott? Dak Prescott has no receivers. CeeDee Lamb. Wait, what? I didn't say Dak Prescott had no receivers. I love the Dak Prescott pick. Especially with CD. I'm just jealous. By the way, Pacheco was running with 1s Saturday and today. Rojo running with the 2s. Who is Pacheco? Like, who is this? I mean, I like the gumption to take him. I don't even know who you're talking about. It says rookie Isaiah Pacheco is first option at kick returner. Okay. Is he a rookie, I guess? All right. No running back value. Not super interested in a tight end right now. I think we're going to go ahead and grab another wide receiver. We've been grabbing a lot of Jamison Crowder. So we're going to go ahead and, in the spirit of Chris being in the chat, we will take Nico Collins. Far more expensive than where Chris has been taking him all season, but we've taken too much Jameson Crowder. And with the Isaiah McKenzie news coming up, they're kind of fighting over the slot position in Buffalo. And due to the fact that I have such a large stake in Jameson Crowder, I want to go Nico Collins there, especially when we get a 5-pick value on him. All right, he says Pacheco starting roll. Yahoo? That can't be what you're talking about. Let's. I don't see it. Where are you seeing that? I give up. I'll take your word. I don't know. I don't think. I would be shocked if he earns a roll over Rojo. Seventh round pick, 437, 216. Maybe. All right. What do we have? 2-4-7-1. We're in round 15. We have 3 more picks left. We need another running back, so we'll probably go ahead and grab. Let's see. Yeah, we want to go ahead and grab Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams will have a guaranteed role in Detroit, and if anything happens to DeAndre Swift, he'll be the running back one. So I do like the Jamal Williams pick. I was debating with Marlon Mack just because he could be a starting running back, but I think Jamal Williams is the better running back as far as talent goes, so we're going to go ahead and take him as our 5th running back overall. And now for our last 2 picks, we're looking for 1 wide receiver and 1 tight end. Is Ken Walker hurt? I just got Walker at 153 and Gesicki at 160. Is that late for Walker? Where did Walker go in my draft? Ken Walker went at 108. Oh my god, dude. What is happening with you? You're like a value target. And now that I think about it, the crazy draft that we had a couple days ago in Best Ball Mania, you were in the chat. It's something about you that value just seems to fall. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know what's happening in your draft room. Do you have experience badges in your draft room, or do you have none? All right, so we're gonna check back in here on Tyler. Let's see. Tyler went with Darrell Williams at ADP to close out his running back room. I'm assuming with 5. He has CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, DeAndre Hopkins, Russell Gage, Jacoby Myers, Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson is gonna have minor surgery, but he'll be back, so nothing to worry about too much there. He's back on the clock now. So we'll see with who. Oh, and he also went with Tyler Higbee. And goes with Kendrick Bourne. So right now his roster structure is 2-5-7-2, so solid. That frees him up to pick really any position he wants in these next 2 picks at 202 and 207. Let's see. If we were him, we would probably go either 2 wide receivers or 1 wide receiver and 1 tight end. Whatever he sees fit. But as far as we go, we need one more tight end and then either one more receiver or a third tight end. I just don't know if I want Romeo Dobbs or Donovan Peoples-Jones more. Okay, Donovan Peoples-Jones go. Oh, we have 3 picks still. So we'll go with Romeo Dobbs here. Or Romeo. Yeah, we'll go with Romeo Dobbs. Just in the off chance that he really connect. It sounds like he's been doing really well in camp. And if he connects with Aaron Rodgers now that Christian Watson is out, we want to have some stock in Romeo Dobbs. So we'll grab him there and hope for Will Fuller on the turn. Although I really probably should go 2 more tight ends. Our running backs are a little weak, but I think we have high enough ceiling to let that ride. I think we got some good values. Josh Jacobs and Travis Etienne taken at 10 picks behind value. So we'll leave that. We'll leave that as is. And we'll go for okay, Will Fuller goes. So now I'm all of a sudden not interested in taking a running back or a wide receiver here. I think I'll probably just go ahead and grab Raven Jordan. Yeah, Chris, wait, hold on. Let's not skip that. 1 red, 2 blacks. What does that mean? Chris says I've been pairing Romeo Dobbs with Allen Lazard and Aaron Rodgers. I really do like that. Oh shoot, hold up. I really do like that because I think Romeo Dobbs has a chance of taking the starting role or taking a decent size role in the Green Bay Packer offense now that Devontae Adams has gone. Killa asks, here's a good question for you. How important do you think week 16 and week 17 correlations are? I think it is very important. Although I haven't really been basing my I don't know, because if you think about it, those are the weeks that are going to win you your $200,000 if you do win. Although I think that just getting there is hard enough. So I think that building your team around just the best team that you can possibly construct, regardless of week 16 and 17, is more important. And if it works out in week 16 and week 17, then great. But I think it's a little bit. I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself to. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't been putting too much value in week 16 and 17 correlations. I think that if your team is good enough, then come those weeks, then when those weeks come around, I'm losing my train of thought. I think if your teams are good enough, they're going to perform in week 16 and 17 regardless. That's what I'll say. I think if you're building your whole team around week 16 and 17 correlation, it's almost like building your team around bye weeks. It's like it does matter a little bit. And maybe underdog drafters that are way more experienced than me put a lot more stock in it, but I just feel like getting to week 16 is hard enough. So I'm going to build my team with the intent of getting there, and if my team is good enough to get there, then they'll have a chance at performing in week 16 and 17. Now, I will say I think that come the later weeks, it is important to have more players on better teams because the better teams are going to be fighting for playoff spots, whereas a lot of times the teams that are already locked out of the playoffs are giving up and kind of on their way out anyways, and they might even be sitting starters at that point. So I think that might have an effect on your team, but I think to some degree looking that far out is a little counterproductive. I think you'd be taking picks that you wouldn't normally take, just hoping that it pays off in week 16 and 17, and then you don't even get there, and because of the picking those players that you wouldn't have normally picked. So I think you might be working against yourself a little bit. For a
How you
lot,
looking,
but
Evan?
I've
How you
never used
looking?
them in drafts. Yeah, and I like if you look at week 17, I think the Bengals and Bills are playing each other. So a lot of people like going with Bills and Bengals heavy because that's going to be a shootout. But who isn't who isn't targeting players on the Bengals and the Bills? So it's like, yeah, there probably is some validity to that, but at the same time, I think you're targeting players on those teams anyways.
Evan is on the clock. Evan, how you looking, man? How you looking? How's your team?
I'm just debating if I want to go with a running back or another tight end, but we'll go with Cameron Brate. I think Cameron Brate has a better chance of giving us some value than Chris Evans or Deontay Foreman. So we'll go with Cameron Brate for our last pick here. And that'll wrap up the night.
That is the last draft.
Chris says, Osimo says, statistically, 16 and 17 parents are fairly important uphill battle, uncorrelated. Uphill battle, uncorrelated. What do you mean by that? And I'm not arguing that 16 the correlations in week 16 and 17 are not important because obviously those are the weeks that are going to win you your first place or second place or whatever. But the only thing is, like, for example, Chris had 3 teams make it into the second round. And the second round is what? The second round is week 16. So I don't know how many drafts he drafted, but I think it's hard enough to make it out of your division and get through week 15. And if your team's good enough, I think that you have the chance to perform in week 16 and 17 anyways. Like I said, I mean, if you're doing this for like I've done probably 80 drafts, but if you're doing this hundreds and hundreds of times, you probably look a little bit more into that. And maybe I should look a little more into that, but for me, that's a little presumptuous. I had to draft a third quarterback. Damn it, didn't see the buys. So I got Prescott, Watson, and Wilson. Honestly, I would have just let it ride. If they have the same buy, you just lose that week and you move on. But we'll go over the draft one more time. Let me get one more update from Killa and Chris, how your teams ended up. Just let me know if you like them or not. I'm assuming that Killa likes his and that Chris doesn't, but just to go over ours, we ended up with Jalen Hurts and Matt Stafford at quarterback, Alvin Kamara, Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, Alexander Madison, and Jamal Williams at running back, Cooper Kupp stacked with Matt Stafford at wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, Traylon Burks, Rondale Moore, Jahan Dotson, KJ Osborne, Nico Collins, and Romeo Dobbs. And then at tight end, we ended with Mark Andrews, Braven Jordan, and Cameron Brate. If we go over to T Cove, he ended up with, and I think what T Cove did a lot better this draft that he didn't do last draft was the correlations. I love the correlations that he got on this team. Kyler Murray and Tua at quarterback. His running backs are Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Gibson, James Cook, and Darrell Williams. His wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle stacked with Tua. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. Tagovailoa. DeAndre Hopkins stacked with Kyler Murray, Russell Gage, Jacoby Myers, Van Jefferson, Kendrick Bourne, Curtis Samuel, and Randall Cobb. And then Zach Ertz double stacked with Kyler Murray and Tyler Higbee at tight end. So he had a 2-5-9-2 structure, and his projection is 2-6-3-0. Our projection is, not that this matters a whole lot, but we'll check it out. We're 2-5-9-7. So I think these are both really solid drafts. That was our 4th draft of the night, probably 8th of the day. So we need to get off, but one more time, we'll look at these teams with Killa and Chris. Chris says not paired is statistically disadvantageous by a good amount. So not paired. But what do you mean by not paired? What not paired? Third quarterback teams average 20% more points or 10% more points. I also saw that with 3 and 4 tight end structures, that their advance rate is like 18 or 20%, which is pretty good. Killa says Henry, Connors, Rashad Penny, Ken Walker, and Mack at running back, Lamb, Metcalf, Michael Thomas, Christian Kirk, Landry, Crowder, and Peoples-Jones at wide receiver, and Pitts, Gesicki, and Brait at tight end. That's a solid team. But, all right, I need to get off. I need to go to bed. I appreciate everyone for coming out and watching this stream. We ended up streaming for almost 3 hours, and everyone in here was in here the entire time. So thank you for coming out. If you like the video, please do like the video. Consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we go live and you can get into some of these drafts with us and at least get into the chat to hang out and give us your opinions. Let us know how you feel about all of our teams in the comments below. But until tomorrow around, say, 8 o'clock, we will get into some more Puppy 3 drafts. Maybe 1 or 2 tomorrow. I can't do 4 again. But that was a lot of fun. I had a blast tonight. We're getting a lot more people coming out to the chat and getting in these drafts with us. And our channel has been progressing day by day. So, again, thank you to everybody. One more time, Chris says it was fun. Killa says, thanks, bud. Lots of fun. Mr. Patrick Value, absolutely. I had a blast with all you guys. So, thanks again. Everyone have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.